Homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Maha Mayuri, the great peacock King Vijayarachini. Shimu, Tanchen Ketso, Tutan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
Aisteru Sarange Hola amigo Que quiero mucho Sukoin Ichiban Kimochi ii Jumi Yabi Purin Purin Konnichiwa.
Our VIPs today, member of the Nantou City Council, Mr. Lee, chairman of Chaotun Township, the representative, Mr. Chen, the vice chair, Mr. Lin, Chaotun Township representatives, Miss Si, Mr. Zhong, Miss Sun, Mr. Jian, and Mr. Jian Mutong and Mr. Jian Xibing. Nantou County, Ruyi, President of Ruyi Purification Society of Nantou County, Mr. Hong, Dharma and Ambassador Daniel Liao and Mrs. Dharma Sister Judy, former Chief Secretary of Taiwan Province, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Law Advisors to Buddha Foundation, Mr. Lu Wenxiang, Mr. Luo Reliang, Ms. Huang Yueqin, President of Xuan Gong Fa Temple of Tainan, the Venerable Fa Jing, and President of the Xuan Gong Fa Temple, this Dharma Sister Keng San, and from Pingtung Lotus Temple in Pingtung, Dharma Sister Lin Enjin, True Buddha School Scholars Group and Medical Group, Mr. Zhu Jinsui and Mrs. The wood sculptor Dharma Brother Jian,
my sister
Miss Lu Sengmei, my sister. And thank you to Dharma Brother Lai Zhongqi for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars from Brunei. Su Jin He Dharma Brother for their offering of meals, 100,000 NT dollars. And Dharma Brother Li Yenting from Malaysia, also 100,000 NT dollars. Thank you, everyone. Today, we perform Mahamayuri Homa, fire offering ceremony. Mahamayuri is related to 3 Buddhas. The first one is Vairocana Buddha. Mahamayuri is wearing a Vairocana Buddha crown. So the crown of Mahamayuri is Vairocana crown. And the Vairocana crown so Mahamayuri is a transformation of Vairocana Buddha. And second, Mahamayuri is Sakyamuni Buddha's function body, because in one of Sakyamuni Buddha's past lives, when he was cultivating the Bodhisattva path, he was once a peacock king. Sakyamuni Buddha was once a peacock king. Therefore, the peacock king Vidyaraja is related to Sakyamuni Buddha. So that's considered the function body. And in Sukhavati, the western realm of utmost bliss, Amitabha Tathagata also transformed. He emanated peacocks, parrots, kalavinkas, and jira that produces harmonious, graceful sound. So in Sukhavati, peacocks are considered Amitabha Buddha's emanation. So he was related to 3 of the Buddhas. So when we chant Namo Mahamayuri Buddha directly, and then Sakyamuni Buddha spoke on Mahamayuri Sutra. Therefore, the Dharma is Mahamayuri Sutra. And Mahamayuri has a lot of retinue. So for the Sangha, in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, in terms of Sangha, we chant Namo Mahamayuri retinue. So Mahamayuri has tremendous power. because he's Vairocana Buddha, equal Buddha, equal body of Vairocana Buddha. And he's also Sakyamuni Buddha's function body and Amitabha Buddha's transformation body. That's why he has 3 Buddhas on him. So, therefore, he is Mahamayuri Buddha. I remember one time at the Taiwan Lechang Temple, we also had Mahamayuri ceremony. At that time, it was sunny day, clear blue sky, not even a piece of cloud, extremely hot. And there were two places outside, and there was no canopy then. Everybody was sweating really badly. And it was Mahamayuri ceremony, so I invoked Mahamayuri, the wings to cover the sun, to provide shade. And sure enough, Mahamayuri manifested 2 pieces of clouds exactly above the Taiwan Lechang Temple to block the sun. And just now, someone took pictures of Mahamayuri clouds in the sky. So we received these responses again. How long ago was that? Before we even built that the roof, the cover, or the tent outside, or the canopy outside. The altar was outside, and I was under the sun. It was extremely hot. Everybody was under the sun, and we were sweating really badly, and I could barely speak then. So since that was Mahamayuri ceremony, so I prayed to Mahamayuri so that he extended his wings to block the sun. And sure enough, 2 pieces of clouds, and we don't even know where they came from. So when they saw the Taiwan temple from the highways, they could see 2 pieces of clouds right above the temple. And the rest of the place is just clear blue sky without any clouds whatsoever. I remember this very clearly. Do you remember? Please raise your hands if you remember. Now everybody raise their hands. So you were there. So Mahamayuri is truly responsive. Last Sunday, we were at Jiayi, Fahua chapter's grand ceremony of the 5 colored Akalanatas. The wife of the professor asked me, "Grandmaster, why didn't you say that the 5 colored Akalas descended?" And she asked me, "How come they didn't come?" And this is the 5 colored Akala ceremony. When the deities descended, Grandmaster's face changed into Akala's face. The face changed into the 5-colored Akalas. So someone took a picture of the light of the sword, very straight. Many lights that's shooting very straight rays of light. And many people also took prajna lights with their cameras. So let me ask someone to prove it. At the Akala ceremony, as long as you tell me which of the 5 colors, Dharma Sister Hong, Su Qing, where is she? So please tell them. Give her microphone. Just say what you saw, but not too clearly. At the 5-colored Akala ceremony, I saw 5-colored Dakinis and 5-colored Akalas descending. And they're in union with Grandmaster. And then 5-color lights. Five-colored Akalas. The 5 goddesses with 5 different colors. Is that right? That's good enough. Please be seated. She saw it personally, and there are many prajna lights captured in the cameras, which meant that all the goddesses descended. 5 colors goddesses, 5-colored Akalas, they all descended. And she also told me, Grandmaster Lu, you talk about the 5-colored Akalas and the Akalas 4-line verse. Those who see my body will generate bodhicitta. Let me talk about the first line. And she told me, you didn't explain it clearly. Why those who see my body would generate bodhicitta? It talks about what's in the Vajra Sutra. When you have no self, when you cultivate spiritually until you reach the state of no self, you have no self-interest. You only have the mind to help sentient beings. When you cultivate spiritually until you see the true body of Akala, then you would have no self. And since there is no self, you only help other beings. and you don't have self and don't have self-body. That's why you generate bodhicitta. I need to say it clearly. It's because of no self that you generate bodhicitta. And the second line, those who hear my name will stop all evils and practice goodness. The true meaning is, since you have no self, therefore you have no name. And because you have no name, and it's not for name, not for wealth, not for looks, then of course you stop all the evils. And you can only practice goodness, no more badness or evils. That's the true meaning of the second line. They're all based on no self, no self's body and no self's name. And the third line, those who listen to me speak will gain great wisdom. And what is the greatest wisdom? No self is the greatest wisdom. All the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra and the Vajra Sutra and the Heart Sutra talk about no self. Since you have heard the Dharma of for no self, that's the greatest wisdom. Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra is the sutra on the great wisdom, great prajna. So that is great wisdom. No self is great wisdom. And with no self, you generate bodhicitta. With no self, you stop evils and practice goodness. And no self is great wisdom. And the fourth line, those who know my name will attain Buddhahood in the present body. What kind of mind is it? No mind. When you have no self, how can you have any mind? Since you have reached the state of no self, of course you have no mind. If you can be in union with empty nature, you can be in union with empty nature because of no self, and you can manifest your own Buddha nature. And since you can manifest your Buddha nature, of course you attain Buddhahood right then and there. So I need to supplement this on the 4-line verse of Akalanata. After I came back, she told me, you didn't say it clearly. Just get to the point. So the Buddha has no self and perform the Dharma of no self. Why is it called the Bodhisattva cultivation? And it includes giving, precept, endurance, diligence, wisdom, and meditative stability. They all are generated due to no self. If you have self, you want to give to yourself. You will not give to sentient beings. You will not perform the Bodhisattva cultivation. So only because of no self you can give. And with no self you can only stop evils and practice goodness. With no self is great wisdom. And only with no self can you attain Buddhahood in the present body. Only this is great wisdom. That's why sentient beings have affliction. Why? Because they have self. Very easy. If you have self, you have afflictions. If you have no self, you're not afflicted at all. Why do sentient beings have attachments? Attachments to wealth, to looks, to name. Why are you still attached? Because you have self. Because when you have self, you would have attachment. If you have no self, what would you attach to? If you cut off afflictions and you cut off attachments, that's already direct Buddhahood. That's attaining Buddhahood right then and there. Why sentient beings suffer? Because of karma. Why is there karma? Because you're attached to this illusory body, to self. That's why you suffer. That's why Buddhism often teaches people to let go. Then you would have self-mastery. Why do you want to have peace of mind? And how can you have peace of mind? Peace of mind is safety. I saw the calligraphy by Master Seng Yen. That peace of mind means being safe. That's good, but how can you have peace of mind? Because the minds of sentient beings are not at peace. Whose mind is at peace all your life? If you can have peace of mind all your life, then you're Buddha, you're a Bodhisattva. The most important thing is how to have peace of mind. And to have peace of mind, you need to have no self. And the no self dharma. That's unconditioned actions. Way. The Heart Sutra told us a very simple statement: unattainability. What can you attain? Because you cannot attain anything, you cannot gain anything, then you would have peace of mind. Who can say that they have gained anything? There's nothing you can gain. So the so-called gain is only a momentary illusion. Name is momentary. Money is momentary. And looks is also momentary. They are not permanent. The true permanence is no self, no condition, unconditioned and unattainability. It is unconditioned action. This is about the 5-colored akala. Today, we practice the Homa of Mahamayuri. And the Mahamayuri Sutra was because of a bhikshu that was that was bitten by a poisonous snake. And Sakyamuni Buddha, to eliminate the poison, spoke on the Mahamayuri Sutra. And the most important thing about Mahamayuri is to eat poison, to eliminate poison. So he can eliminate the poisons of our heart mind. 3 poisons, 5 poisons. We truly wish Mahamayuri to eradicate all the viruses. In Chinese is also a kind of poisons. Coronavirus. It's been over 3.5 years. It costs me to perform 1,000 Dhamma vessel, Dhamma bardo deliverance for 3.5 years. Grandmaster was heavy and stocky before, but now Grandmaster's been losing weight. But what can I do? I have to perform the 1,000 Dhamma vessel bardo deliverance every night for over 3.5 years now. So Mahamayuri, please save me. Please eradicate all those viruses, because Mahamayuri, because I heard that peacocks would the feathers of peacock would become brighter and more radiant when they eat poisons. They can eat poisons. So I hope Mahamayuri, after this Homa, will eat up all the viruses. Even if you cannot eat them all up, maybe you can transform all the viruses into probiotics. So those who get infected by the virus would gain benefits from it, health benefit. Don't let the virus to mutate to become more virulent, but to become more and more benign. And then eventually they all just become probiotics, which is beneficial germs. So why a human being always think negatively? So the virus appears and it mutates to become worse and worse and become more and more. How could that happen? You know, the dead people getting less and less, and eventually nobody died from it. And then being infected, you become stronger and stronger instead. We know that virus mutates. So it shouldn't mutate to become more and more virulent. They should become more and more beneficial instead. That's why, Mahamayuri, you have great power. Extend your wings, open your mouth, and eat up all the viruses, digest them, and then produce beneficial germs or probiotics for us instead. That is benefiting sentient beings. So Mahamayuri is not just an emanation of 3 Buddhas. He also has the heart mind of Bodhisattva. So he's both a Bodhisattva and a Buddha, a transformation of 3 Buddhas. Please be compassionate toward all sentient beings, especially the human beings. This is like a human swine, like we call the swine flu or the chicken flu. And the cows, the ones infected, the cows becomes the mad cow disease. And now this is the human flu. So like the epidemic for the human beings. So please, we are performing Mahamayuri today. You have heavy responsibility. Please do it. If you don't, then my Bardo deliverance is endless. But if you do it, then maybe I would regain my weight. I would be thankful to you. So no matter what, let's offer gratitude first to the Mahamayuri Buddha, to the Mahamayuri Sutra, and to Mahamayuri retinue. Please help all sentient beings and make the coronavirus into probiotics. It's fine to mutate, but to mutate into beneficial germs so that when Grandmaster Lu get the coronavirus, that his body will become stronger and stronger. So that from 81, I become 18. But I'm not 81 yet. After the New Year, after January 22nd, I would be 79. I will be 79. And if we flip that, it will become 97. No. So just take out the circle, then it would become 17. Wow, how long have I spoken? We haven't even started on the Q&A. Now, this is the session on the Q&A. A question from Australia, Lin Yimin. Mahamayuri has purifications, enrichment, magnetization, and subjugation Dharma practices. Grandmaster had taught us before how to chant the mantras for this Karma Yoga practices. If I'm rather urgent, because I have no time to complete the 600,000 recitation of the mantra, and yet I want to perform this purification, enrichments, etc., like curing someone's illness, is there an exception and special visualization or a mantra chanting? Let me tell you, I've told you before. You first chant Namo Mahamayuri Buddha, Namo Mahamayuri Dharma, Namo Mahamayuri Sutra, Namo Mahamayuri retinue. And then you chant Om Moili Gelati Soha. Then that will be fine. That's the answer to the first question. First you chant Namo Mahamayuri Buddha, Namo Mahamayuri Sutra, Namo Mahamayuri retinue. And then Om Moili Gelati Soha. And after chanting that, you can help others. That's a special visualization. And the second question, in the practice of Mahamayuri's nectar water, we need to visualize the lotus stalk entering our central channel. However, Mahamayuri is sitting atop of a peacock, So do we need to visualize the lotus stalk passes through the peacock first before entering our central channel? Or can we just visualize Mahamayuri sitting above a lotus blossom instead of the peacock? I once saw an image of Mahamayuri sitting on top of lotus in Tibetan Buddhism. Please resolve my question. Don't visualize too much. Just visualize Mahamayuri's central channel. And then through the lotus stalk, and then to your central channel. That's good enough. You don't need to think about peacock, etc. And thinking like passing through Mahamayuri's heart, and then would he die from it? What should we do? Then you think too much. Then just think of Mahamayuri sitting on top of lotus, and the lotus stalk through your central channel, dripping the nectar water. That's good enough. Third question. I always feel that Mahamayuri and living Buddha Liansong are closely related. First, Mahamayuri is equal body of Mayurukana Buddha, a transformation body of Amitabha, and a function body of Sakyamuni Buddha. Also, living Buddha Liansong's origin is also Vairukara Buddha, and his yidam is Amitabha Buddha. Second, Grandmaster also said that by chanting 6 million recitation of Mahamayuri mantra, one can be reborn in the Mahatwin Lotus Ponds, which is the siddhi of Padma Kumara. And third, in Grandmaster's empowerment vase, there is also a peacock feather in it. The feather is the transformation body of Mahamayuri. Am I thinking too much, or am I correct? Please advise. Thank you. Let me tell you. In Sukhavati, the 8 meritorious water, and at the bottom, golden sand, and on top there are all lotus blossoms as huge as car wheels. And on top of the lotus are all lotus child or lotus youth or Padma Kumaras. So Padma Kumaras are emanated by Amitabha Buddha, and Guru Padmasambhava was also emanated by Amitabha Buddha. It's very simple. Simply said, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is also Padma Kumara. Mastama Prapta too is Padma Kumara. Amitabha is the chief of the Lotus division. We can say Amitabha is the chief of the Lotus division. So Sukhavati, the Dharmakaya body, is at the pure land of pure and serene light. And the Sambhogakaya is in the third level, Sukhavati. And Nimarakaya Buddha is in the last 2 levels. And if you go there, you would be able to hear peacocks, parrots, kalavinka sing harmonious sound, and to perform the 37 enlightening factors. And who spoke on the 37 enlightening factors? Sakyamuni Buddha. So over there, just by hearing the harmonious sound, you would chant the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha and practice the 37 enlightening factors. So sentient beings, they are truly fortunate. So by hearing the harmonious sound, every being is cultivating spiritually, and they all will attain Buddhahood. So Sukhavati Pure Land is magnificent and supreme and marvelous and inconceivable. Inconceivable. And do you know the palaces there? It's like gold, silver, and precious jewels palaces, like the Indranet and the seven-tiered pavilions and trees. And they're all in the breeze, generating the harmonious, graceful sound. And by hearing those sounds, your mind will settle and naturally chant the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha and practice the 37 enlightening factors. Every being is cultivating spiritually, and there are 7 divisions, and there are the 8-fold noble path, and these 2 are the basics for attaining Buddhahood. 7 body divisions and 8 bright paths. So once you arrive at Sukhavati, how can you not attain Buddhahood? You're destined or determined to attain Buddhahood there. So it's not just spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha. So all the Buddhas in the 10 directions extend the broad and long tongues to praise Sukhavati. You would know by reading the Amitabha Sutra. And there are also the 16 visualizations in the Sutra of the Infinite Life and the Rebirth Treatise, and 3 sutras and 1 treatise that would consist of the Pure Land sect. Of course, I'm very well versed in all this because I came from there. Why Amitabha Sutra was spoken to Sariputra? Sakyamuni Buddha spoke to Sariputra, right? In the Amitabha Sutra, because Sariputra came from Amitabha's Sukhavati. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha spoke to Sariputra on the Amitabha Sutra. That's the reason why. Why we stick a peacock feather in the empowerment vase? All empowerment vase would have peacock feathers in it. They're all the same. They all have peacock feathers in it. Peacock feathers on this empowerment vase. This is not made of gold. If it's made of pure gold, I would pick it up. If this is made of gold, I will not be able to pick it up. It would be very heavy. Let me ask Master Lianze, what is this made of? Bronze. Made of bronze. And then gold plated? Was it? Oh, pure silver. Pure silver is light, but this is not, so it must be bronze. If it's made of gold, when you it would make that ringing sound if you slap on it. So that's the answers to the question. Now we'll talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. What time is it now? 5:50. As such, the assembly witnessed a miraculous display of the Buddha's divine power in a way they had never seen before. They joined their palms with reverence, and their gazes were fixated on it. Then then the elder accumulated treasures spoke this verse to the Buddha. So the attendants, the audience or the assembly witnessed Sakyamuni Buddha manifesting his transcendent power to combine all the parasol and to make the parasol to contain not only the 3,000 great thousand worlds and all the Buddhas speaking Dharma. And they all saw that, witnessed that. So they witnessed the miraculous display of Sakyamuni Buddha, and they all gave praises. Never before it happened. They were very moved. They joined their palms and paid homage. And their gazes were fixated on Sakyamuni Buddha. So their eyes did not move at all, kept looking at Sakyamuni Buddha's face. Then the elder or the bodhisattva accumulated treasures spoke this verse to the Buddha. The verse is the same as the praise. Praise is verse. And the Chinese would say that's poems. But the translation from Sanskrit is also called verse. So you can call it a verse, a praise, or a poem. And sometimes in 5 words of 7 words. That's called a verse. Like when we praise, we use this. We use the verse to praise. In Chinese, or 5-word or 7-word poems. So this is the same as a poem. And next is talking about the accumulated treasures, Tathagata, speaking the verse. Of course, Sakyamuni Buddha combined the 500 parasols into one that cover the 3,000 great thousand worlds, including the Buddha's worlds in it. Of course, that's truly incredible. Amazing. Amazing. Of course, Sakyamuni Buddha is incredible, but Grandmaster, it's play of words of Chinese, but cannot get up. So Grandmaster is just a small potato. Transcendent power Sakyamuni Buddha is great. So the parasol was so huge that covers the whole 3,000 great thousand worlds. But Grandmaster's manifestation is only one parasol that covers the Taiwan Lijiang Temple. So really, it's a small potato. Oh, so pitiful. What can I do? Last time, I asked Mahamayuri to extend his wings. So there were 2 pieces of clouds that cover all of us, so it cooled down. That alone was already incredible, not bad. So Sakyamuni Buddha's parasol can contain all the worlds of the Buddhas of the 10 directions inside it, including all the Buddhas when they're teaching Dharma, and all the attendees of that ceremony saw the Buddha speaking Dharma under the parasol. That is a true transcendent power. So the elder accumulated treasures, Bodhisattva, spoke this verse to the Buddha to praise the Buddha. The one with pure eyes who cultivates like the blue lotus, his mind, his pure mind has transcended all meditations. We can say these 2 lines are simple, but we can say that Sakyamuni Buddha's eyes are pure and vast like blue lotus. So they use blue lotus to symbolize Sakyamuni Buddha's eyes as pure as blue lotus. The next one, his pure mind has transcended all meditations. The Buddha's mind is pure, and all meditations the Buddha has performed all kinds of meditations. How many kinds of meditations? Many. What we often talk about, the meditation of desire and bliss. You enter meditation through desire and bliss. That's called the meditation of desire and bliss. And there's another kind of meditation called is the Varahi's meditation of desire and bliss. That's also a kind of meditation. So this is all meditations. Have been experienced by Sakyamuni Buddha. Actually, once you attain the state of empty nature, you have attained Buddhahood. Then, of course, you have experienced all kinds of meditations. The initial states of meditation is through concentration. According to Tantrayana, concentration is the first one. The second one is renunciation. You renunciate the play. Or actually, we are in the Saha world for what? For playing, for displaying, to play. Why do you play with the cell phone? It's to play the games. You know, playing games is poisonous. Many people are poisoned by the cell phones. So concentration or single-mindedness, and then you renunciate all plays. Sometimes when you look at your cell phones, you're playing. Most of the time, the real work is rare. Most of the time, just playing. There is Buddha Dhamma inside the cell phones, but are you looking at? We are reading Grandmaster's teaching. Amitabha. then you're renouncing the place, playing. So the second kind of meditation, according to the Kagyupa, concentration is meditation. Renunciation of place is also meditation. Are you checking on the stocks, the stock market? Oh, you're reading the Vimalakirti Sutra. Inside the cell phones too. Oh, it turned out you're all renouncing place. So renouncing playing is meditation. And the next step is the meditation of one taste, the meditation of union. And you're in union with whom? With the consciousness of the universe, with the Yidam, with the one you take refuge in, with the Yidam, with your meditational deity. And most importantly, or more importantly, is with the consciousness of the universe or the empty nature. That's the meditation of one taste. Only one taste, no other taste. But in the world, they're all dualism, dual tastes. Nothing is of one taste in the Saha world. If there's heaven, there's hell, two tastes. If there's good, there's bad, two tastes. When there's beauty, there's ugliness. There's fragrance, there's foul smell. When you become one taste, there's only union in the yoga of one taste. That's the third kind of meditation. And one more meditation. It's the meditation of no practice. You have abandoned all dharma. You don't need any dharma. You just follow the affinity and with great self-mastery. You don't need to do any dharma practice. No practice is the same as practice. When you truly prove the empty nature, then you have reached the meditation of no practice. That's the highest kind. And there are many more kinds of meditation. Sakyamuni Buddha's pure mind has transcended all meditation, acting spontaneously according to his first affinity. What does that mean? Is there a Buddha in Saha world? Yes, Sakyamuni Buddha was in the Saha world. Are there bodhisattvas? Vimalakirti was a bodhisattva. Vimalakirti is a bodhisattva. So there are bodhisattvas. Are there arhats? Yes, of course. The main 10 main disciples were all arhats. They have attained arhatship. So they were arhats. Of course, they were also Prateka Buddhas. Jesus was. Jesus was one of the Prateka Buddhas. He was one of the Prateka Buddhas. Many of them from the 4 sagely realms, including the rest in the Saha world. Actually, the Saha world is the aggregate of all kinds of worlds. That's why it's called a big mass of gathering. I've never heard of this before. I invented this. So the land of mixture. So what else would I call it other than that? We have a disciple who wrote really well. The Heart Sutra stated it's not immaculate and not contaminated. So the accumulated treasures Bodhisattva has not reached that state of no contamination and no purity. Only talk about purity. He did not know about non-purity and non-contamination. And Sakyamuni Buddha is actually non-purity and non-contamination. Since you have entered empty nature, what purity are you talking about? Purity means empty nature is purity. And because it's undescribable, so accumulated treasure Bodhisattva can only use this pure eyes and pure mind to describe. If you want to talk about pure eyes and pure mind, I can spend a whole day, and that's not even enough. What are pure eyes? Do you know? Let me tell you what pure eyes are. Do you have Buddha eyes? Do you have wisdom eyes? Do you have Dharma eyes? Do you have the celestial eyes? Or do you have physical eyes? We all have physical eyes, but not the rest of the eyes. But Buddhas have 5 kinds of eyes, and they are physical eyes, divine eyes, Dharma eyes, wisdom eyes, and Buddha eyes. So just talking about pure eyes, I have to talk about these 5 kinds of eyes. Then even the whole night will not be enough to talk about. So what are the Dharma eyes? Is the eyes that can discern all the differentiations. What are the wisdom eyes? Is when you have gained the fundamental wisdom. What are the celestial or divine eyes that you can see the heavens and the earth and the yin and the yang, the living realm and the nether world. That's called the divine eye. And physical eyes, we all have them. No need to talk about it. So what are the Buddha eyes? If you have perfect 5 eyes, then that's called the Buddha eyes. If all your 5 eyes are perfect, that's called the Buddha eyes. So just about the pure eyes, I would talk about the 5 eyes. Buddha eyes, it's the eyes that are perfect. Dharma eyes is the wisdom of discernment. Wisdom eyes, the fundamental wisdom. The divine eyes is to see through the 10 Dharma realms, and then the physical eyes, which we all have. Now, do you understand? Other people may explain it like this. Oh, pure eyes the eyes are pure. But Grandmaster's explanation is different. How about the pure mind? Then I would talk a lot about it, but not today. What? Tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow's ceremony. Tomorrow, let's gather at the Yellow Emperor Temple in Taoyuan. The Huangdi, or Yellow Emperor Lizang Temple. The main deity at the first floor is the Yellow Emperor. And the Chinese are descendants of Yan and Huang, which is the Sun Nong clan and Shen Yan clan. So this temple was originally a temple for Yellow Emperor. But on the upper floor, it was transformed into the True Buddha School Tantric altar. You would know once you get there. First, we pray to our ancestor, and then we will transmit the Buddha Dharma of Golden Mothers, tens of thousands of hands, innumerable hands, and infinite eyes. It would be transmitted there. I hope you can attend in person. That all of us here will go to the Taoyuan, the Yellow Emperor Temple there. Tomorrow. What time? Starts at 2 p.m. Is that too early? 2? 2 p.m. What time will it end? That's the announcement. Pray to the Guru Buddha. So that everybody can invite well deities home to celebrate the Chinese New Year. And we pray to the Guru Buddha to help so the temple can be completed sooner. Can be completed soon and well done. And it will be, the ceremony will be held on Sunday, January 8th, 2023 at 2 p.m. And the Dharma transmission and empowerment of the innumerable hand and infinite eye Golden Mother. Grand Dharma. If you go, perhaps, okay. Maybe there would be a very special Dharma to be taught. I said maybe. So I'm just saying maybe, okay? I cannot tell you ahead of time. Because if I tell you now, you will not go there tomorrow. So now you have to go. So that we will live a good year of prosperity. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.